Hello everybody. My name is NEGEEN and it is so good to be sharing this space with you. So thank you to you guys, the Akwaaba community, and special thanks to Mark for allowing me this space to be here and to share this special practice with you all. Before we begin, if you're working with any injuries, of course, adjust, adapt, listen to your body. And if you use any props, grab them, blocks, pillows, blankets, cushions, get all of that good stuff and then come and get comfy on your mat. We are going to start lying down. So if you get nice and comfy on your back and just bring the soles of your feet together to touch, knees go wide apart. If you would like to, you can rest blocks or cushions, blankets underneath your knees or your thighs for more support. And you just rest your hands wherever you'd like them to be. Just taking a moment to feel this shape. Observing your body. Becoming really aware of your breath. Notice your belly just rising and falling. Become aware of any other sensations, anything else that you can feel. Might be physical, might be emotional or energetic. Just hold space for it either way. And then take a huge breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth, let it go. Let's do that again. Huge breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. And then if it's appropriate at this point, if it's reasonable, seal your lips. Moving into more of a nasal breath again. Continuing to connect with the physicality of breath. How does it move through you? How does it move your body? And what can you invite more of with each breath, for instance? As you're breathing in, can you connect to this sensation of fullness? And as you exhale, can you connect to the feeling of release, letting go, ease? And maybe that manifests in your body as the hips start to let go a bit, maybe the back softens. Maybe jaw, cheeks relax here too. Just a couple more breaths to go. Breathing in and breathing out. Now you can use your hands to help if you like, just to guide your knees together. And once you're there, take a full body stretch, extending the arms, extending your legs, and wriggle around. Really stretch it all out here as you make one side longer and the other side longer. Maybe even point the toes. Whenever you're ready, Relax your arms in your legs. Take a huge breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. Hug your right knee into your right shoulder. Give it a good squeeze, trying to avoid your rib cage as much as possible. And when you're ready, supine twist, rolling over to your left. Positioning right arm and head wherever you feel best. So really checking in with your body. Making sure that at every stage you feel safe. Your body feels like it's in the right position for you. Not meeting up to any aesthetic, not trying to replicate anything, but focusing more on the feeling and the safety and your breath. Whenever you're ready, you come back to center. There's really no rush at all. And we just swap sides, hugging left knee into left shoulder again, avoiding ribcage as much as you can. And then gently rolling over to your right, again positioning left arm and head wherever you feel best. Focusing on the belly breath here. And just noticing what you can feel physically. Anything in the left shoulder, armpit, down your back, maybe along the hip. And a little tucked tailbone might feel a little bit more spacious in the lower back. Maybe you get more sensation, maybe you free up some tension. And if you try it, it's also possible that you might not like it. And if that's the case, listen to your body, trust it. And move out of any shape or position that makes you feel that way. Whenever you're ready, come back to center and hug both knees into your chest, just gently rocking from side to side. Circling hips, lower back, top rim of sacrum. And if the hands are around the front of the knees, around the shins, hold more onto the back of your legs, back of the thighs. And with momentum, start to rock and roll up and down your mats. If you don't like that, then just roll to one side and lift to a seated position instead. Once you are in your seated position, right hand goes to the floor far away from your hip, and breathe in left arm to sky. Exhale, leaning into a side bend. As you breathe in, lift lower ribs, chest, and exhale, just soften into your stretch. It's up to you where you take your gaze. But keep focusing on the breath, just maintaining that presence, maintaining that mindfulness. One more breath here through the belly. And carefully come back up to center. We swap sides. Inhale, right arm to sky, and exhale, leaning into a side bend. And as our bodies are not symmetrical, it's normal for one side to feel completely different. Maybe you're more spacious on this side. Maybe you're a little bit more flexible. Or maybe you feel a bit more sensitive, a bit tighter. So just allowing the observations to take place so that you can accommodate for your body. You can adjust and adapt the shapes to suit you. But allowing the observations to always be free of any judgment or any extra analysis. When you're ready, come all the way back up to center. Right hand on the floor behind your back, left hand to right knee. Breathe and sit up really nice and tall. Exhaling to twist. You can keep chin in line with your chest. Or you might start to take your gaze over the right shoulder, pausing wherever you feel you need to. Continuing to observe your breath. Notice how it moves through your body, but also notice how it supports and guides your movements. Take a full breath in. Swap sides as you exhale, opposite hand to opposite knee, and breathe into sit up taller. Exhale, twisting some more. Now, if you notice that you're using lots of arm strength here for your twist, soften the grip a little and focus more on pulling the belly in as you exhale. That might allow more movement through mid-back and through waist. And I always say might or maybe because our bodies can respond and react in completely different ways. But also day to day, our body can feel different, our practice can feel different. And that's okay. We're just open to whatever takes place and whatever's here with us today. Breathe in, come back to center as you breathe out, and then just straighten your left leg, keeping the right knee bent. Inhale, both arms up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knee here if that's a little bit better. I practiced for the first time a couple of days ago and my legs feel really sad, really sad today. So there is no judgment here. Adjust, adapt, let the shape suit you. As you breathe and lift the lower ribs, and on exhale, there might be more space to fold forwards, leading with the chest bone. Breathing still through your belly. Take one more breath. And then releasing your grip, come back to center. We're going to swap. So just straighten your right leg, bend the left knee. And inhale, arms go up. Exhale, forward fold. Again, option to bend your knee if that's better, a better variation for you today. As you breathe in, again, lift the lower ribs, feel the spine lengthening here, and exhale, there might be a little bit more room to fold from. Softening jaw, cheeks, forehead. Allowing the breath to move through you with ease and freedom. Just recognizing that your breath really is the essence of your physical practice, your body, your movements, your being. And as much as we focus on the physicality, and this practice is one of movement, it mostly is one of breath. When you're ready, just release your grip, come back to center. We're gonna cross the legs. Hands in front of you as you slide into a tabletop. And if you don't feel comfortable rolling over the ankles, then you come into it any other way that works better. All right, from here, as you breathe in, lift right arm all the way up to the sky. And exhale, thread it through your left. Gently, gently lowering the head down to the ground. Using your exhale to roll your shoulder back, turning your ribs towards the sky. Just continuing to observe your body. What can you feel? Do you want to adjust and adapt your shape in any particular way? Sometimes for me, I find it feels good just to tuck the left toes under and to lift the left knee. Sometimes it also feels quite nice to extend the left arm to the top of my mat. But either way, there's still this focus on breath. And focus on the physical sensations. Whenever you're ready, gently coming back to your all fours position. We're just going to do thread the needle on the opposite side. So breathe in, lift your left arm all the way up nice and high. And exhale, thread it through your right. Just easing into your shape on this side. Again, intuitively, instinctively adjusting and adapting your shape to suit you. Exploring your breath as you are here. Allowing any thoughts, any feeling to be fleeting. Embracing your humanness, acknowledging it, allowing the mental fluctuations and even the chatter to take place without the need to attach or dissect or overanalyze. Whenever you're ready, carefully coming back to center on your hands and on your knees. And then inhale to arch your back, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round your spine, and if you'd like to go a little bit further here, go to your fingertips. Inhaling to arch your back. Exhaling to round the spine. And just continuing to move through your body. Maintaining the focus on your breath at the same time, even though your breath in your body might not move in unison at all times. So whilst you're here, feel free to move your body in any other direction, trusting that there's really nothing you could do right now that would be wrong or incorrect in any way. Giving yourself the space to be fluid, the space to be explorative. And as you are moving, if you come across a sensation that feels like you need to spend a little bit more time there, or you feel like you want to just breathe into that space a bit more, feel free. Hold that shape. Be static, be still, and then find your movement again. Whenever you're ready from here, gently sliding your hips forwards, lowering them down, chest up high for an upward facing dog. And continuing to soften the edges as you look over one shoulder and then the other. Maybe wiggling the hips, fingers spread nice and wide. Staying present to breath, feel it. And using your arm strength here, you push the floor away, push back into a child's pose. Knees might be wide apart, they might be touching. The arms might reach forwards, or maybe they go back behind you. So no matter what shape we make, you can always switch it up. You can always do it differently to what I'm suggesting. Because as much as this practice is one of breath and one of presence, it's also one of autonomy. Recognizing and trusting that nobody can tell you what you should be feeling, where, how, when. Only you can decide that for yourself. Knowing that you have full autonomy over your body, always, the way it moves, when, how, where. Take another breath here at least. Exhaling any way that feels gratifying. And then sliding forwards into puppy if that feels appropriate for you. The arms go forward. Chest softening down towards or to the ground. Hips up nice and high. Now you have a few options here. Firstly, if you want a little bit more space in the shoulders, take your hands wider apart. Give yourself that extra bit of room. If you want more space to soften the chest down, option to go to your fingertips, but this might add to the sensation in your shoulders, so make sure it feels safe. If this easing down, this softening through the shoulders and the heart doesn't feel so great, for some of us it doesn't, instead you can round the spine, moving away from the ground, elbows off the floor, stretching out your back in a completely different way. We're just changing the foundations. Maybe you try both. 2 deep breaths. One more. And slowly, carefully slide your hips back, lifting into another tabletop on your hands and on your knees. One final cat-cow here. Breathe into arch back. Exhale to round spine. Tuck toes under, lift knees, hips up for a downward facing dog. And once you're there, just walk out your legs, bending one knee, bending the other. Just checking in with different parts of your body. How are your legs? Hamstrings, calf muscles, Achilles, back of knees. What's going on in your back, shoulders, wrists and neck. You might want to carry on here exactly as you are, or breathe in and lift right leg to sky. Exhale, leg might go a little bit higher as you then bend your knee and stack your hips, opening out nice and wide. Option to go to fingertips of right hand, but it's completely optional. Take another breath here. And then low lunge, stepping right foot forward through the hands. Gently place left knee on the floor. Pad it up with something soft if you want to. Hands on thigh or arms straight up to the sky. Either way, as you breathe in, can you lift the lower ribs and exhale, pull the belly in. And as you pull the belly in, it allows a tilting of the pelvis, maybe offering a little bit more sensation in the left hip flexor. Breathe in, exhale. You have the freedom to sink a little lower, extending the lunge if that feels safe and reasonable. And 2 deep breaths through belly. Know that at any time you can close your eyes, just tuning in. And then bring hands to the ground, or blocks or books or pillows if the floor's a little bit too far away. And just lean back for a half split, extending right leg as much as the body allows. If you also have a table or chairs, or I've got the sink, you can hold on to that too, just for a little bit more support. As you breathe in, lengthen spine. On exhale, you might stay there, or there might be a little bit more fold. If there isn't, allow for that to be okay. Honoring that your body might already be at its edge. Maybe you're working with sensitivity. Maybe you just don't feel like going there. And I say it all the time, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you have to. That goes for everything, physically, emotionally, energetically. One more breath here. Carefully moving back into a lunge. I find it easier to gently draw the heel towards me again, so then bending into the knee from there. Left hand stays on the floor and breathe in, right arm to sky. Exhale, open out to a twist, right hand reaching to the wall behind you. You decide where to take your gaze. On inhale, press through left hand. On exhale, you might twist some more. Now, if the left wrist feels a bit bothered, maybe go to your fingertips. Maybe make a fist with your left hand instead. Breathing in. Pull the belly in as you exhale. Let's take one more breath here. Gently turning to face forward, right hand on the floor. Tuck left toes under to lift the knee, step back to plank. Knees up or down, you decide as you low plank, just by bending the elbows into the side ribs. Inhaling, upward facing dog, shoulders go back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips, opening out nice and wide. Again, option to go to fingertips of left hand if you'd like to. Maybe relaxing head and neck if that feels safe. Breathe in. Exhale, step forward, low lunge, left foot through the hands, gently lowering the right knee. Hands go to thigh or up to sky, maybe even holding on to hips if you'd like to. Breathe and lengthen out of hips and waist. Exhale, pull in the belly, exploring the sensation down the right hip flexor. Maybe sinking a little lower. And as much as I've just used that term sinking lower, what we're really feeling is this lift out of the hips. Not compressing in the hip here on left, but more extending the lunge. I suppose that's a much better term, extending the lunge, but continuing to maintain this height and this leverage. And what might help bring more of that and encourage more of that is squeezing left heel and right knee towards one another. As they pull in, it can help promote more leverage. Take another breath. And bring your hands to the ground or to your props and gently, gently lean back for half split. Know that you can adjust and lengthen your stance as you might want or need to. Reconnecting, recentering around your breath. And checking in, as always, with where you're at. How are you? How do you feel? What's going on? There's often this misconception where for our yoga practice to be effective, our mind has to be still. And everything around us has to be quiet and steady and calm. But really it's about checking in, tuning in, being present, no matter what is happening around us or within us. And I know sometimes that's a lot easier said than done, but we aim for it regardless. Take another breath here. Carefully and mindfully moving back into your lunge, allowing the transitions to be just as mindful as the shapes themselves. Right hand on the floor, breathe and left arm up and exhale to twist. Left hand reaching to the wall behind you. You decide where to take the gaze. As you breathe in, can you lift a little, lift the chest, lift the ribs, and exhale, maybe twist some more. So even if the right wrist isn't feeling sensitive, going to fingertips might help give you a little bit more space, a little bit more room in your body. So feel free to try it on and just try it on for size. Take a final breath here as you are. And then turning to face forward, left hand on the ground, step back to plank, left foot meets the right. Going through your flow here, knees on or off the floor, that's entirely up to you. But allowing your breath to guide the pace, to guide the movement. Take a full breath in. Breathe it out, let it go. Inhale, lift to tiptoes. Step, walk or jump forwards as you exhale. Breathe in, lift halfway, hands might be on floor, knees or shins, chest goes forward. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees if that's better. Again, breathe in, lift halfway, really stretch it all out, maybe tuck the chin in and exhale, forward fold. One more, breathe and lengthen, extend. Can you squeeze your thigh muscles? Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift all the way up to stand, arms up, and back bending here is optional, hips are nice and open. Exhale, folding forward again, all the way back down. Halfway lift, breathe and stretch it all out. Exhale, fold and take the feet wide apart, maybe mat width. Toes turn out, heels turn in, and just sit the hips down into malasana. Palms touching at heart center. Normal for the heels to be off the floor. If that's happening for you and it doesn't feel so comfortable, try taking the feet wider apart. Or if you have blocks or cushions or maybe a folded up towel, you can pop them underneath the heels to give you that extra bit of grounding. Now from your shape here, breathe in to lift the ribs and chest and exhale using elbows. Press the knees wider apart. Breathing in through nose, out through mouth. Making it a little bit more active now, moving away from the passivity. You squeeze the heels, thighs, lift the hips a little. Is that even a word? I don't know, but we'll go with it. All right, keep squeezing the heels, thighs and glutes. And if you want to add a little bit more engagement here, bring the thumb knuckles to touch between the forehead, between the eyebrows, the forehead center. And we're just going to be here for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring the hands back down to the floor. Lift your hips up into a fold again. The feet might come into touch. Please excuse my creaky floorboards. Halfway lift, breathing in. And high plank, breathing out. Gazing forwards as you low plank with your knees on or off the ground, and inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Huge breath in. Breathe it out, let it go. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Half pigeon from here. Right knee comes forward to right wrist, right foot over towards the left. Knees and hips sit down. You can stay in this position upright. You can sit on blocks or pillows, cushions. You can fold. If this foundation isn't working, this shape isn't working, then feel free to explore. Move the body around, see if you can find any other way to make it feel better, more comfortable. Or you can lie on your back for reclined pigeon, soles of the feet on the floor. Right ankle will rest on left thigh just behind the knee. Left foot can stay on the ground, or maybe you lift your foot off the floor and hold onto your leg. I don't know if you can hear this rain and this wind. And I don't even know if on the day that you practice it's rainy and windy, but I mean, it's the end of July. What is this weather? If it is a cold, rainy, windy day for you, close your eyes and imagine that you're somewhere warm, somewhere warm and sunny. Allowing your breath to wash over you like a wave of softness. Allowing it to be a really full-bodied breath. The inhale traveling from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. And the exhale washing down from your crown all the way to the soles of your feet, toes. And just allowing it to continue to move in that way, in that direction. One breath just merging into the next. Like you did at the beginning, really connecting to the duality, the sensations of fullness, and the sensations of release and letting go. Take 2 deep breaths here, exhaling in your own ways, ways that feel releasing for you, ways that feel gratifying. Of course, you can stay longer if you like, but whenever you're ready, lifting your chest up, gently lean onto your right hip and bring the left leg forward. Take as much time as you'd like here. On inhale, lift both arms, and exhale, forward fold. On inhale, the ribs lift. Exhale, edging forward. And we're just focusing on the feeling, adjusting the shape to suit your body, adjusting the shape in a way that feels beneficial, that feels nourishing. Take another breath here. And then release your grip, come back to center. Take right foot over your left knee. Now your left leg can stay long like this, or you just bend your knee, whatever feels best. Right hand goes to the floor behind your back. Breathe and left arm to sky. Exhaling to twist. If this shape feels too compressive on the inside of your hip, just swap the arms around, twist in the opposite way. Either way, as you breathe in, you lengthen. And on exhale, you might explore a little bit more rotation. Keep breathing normally through your belly. Invite a softness to your face. Notice how that shifts things energetically. Makes the moment just feel lighter, the shape feels lighter. Breathe in. Counter twist as you breathe out. Stay here for as long as you like. And whenever you're ready, downward facing dog is the last one. you can step straight to down dog, or you take one final vinyasa. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Whenever you're ready, half pigeon. Remember, you can move into your variations, even if it's different to what you went for on the opposite side. Maybe you sit on a block or a cushion. Maybe you do the reclined version on your back. Just being honest with what your body needs and what it would benefit from here. So as much as the stretches and the movements and the focus on breath and emotion and everything at the same time can feel uncomfortable, can definitely feel uncomfortable, or it can feel triggering or interesting or weird in terms of sensation or not knowing why we feel a particular thing at that moment. We want these feelings to be reasonable, knowing that as much as we can feel uncomfortable, we don't need to suffer here. That's one thing that your practice should always be free of suffering. Not compromising your body, not compromising your breath, and especially not compromising on your needs or your wants here. There are so many moments in our life where we feel like we have to do that. This is definitely one place where you don't need to. Can you still feel your breath? And what are the things that you can hear taking place around you? Just switch on an awareness to those things. Amplifying your mindfulness, just observing the things that you can smell. If your eyes are open, what can you see around you? And what can you feel physically in your body, but also on or against your skin? And if ever you notice that your mind's wandering off or you're feeling a little bit distracted, just grounding through these observations, through these acknowledgements, and through the physicality of your breath. Notice how your belly is just rising and falling. Explore that same movement through your rib cage and your back. Take a full inhale, open mouth and exhale. One more breath. And then gently lift your chest up. Lean onto left hip, take your time with it, and right leg comes forward. Inhale, both arms up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. And a rounding of the spine is really natural, really normal, really healthy. So we're not trying to iron out the spine completely. And some days we're focusing on finding more length and extension, which can feel really good and really spacious. But you can also feel that by actively rounding the spine without dropping the head so far. And as you actively round the spine, you might get a very different stretch in your back and maybe even in a different part of it. So sometimes it's just exploring both, creating space for both, knowing that they're all valid. All of these movements are valid. Trusting your body and its intuition. Trusting that only you really know what's best for you. Take 2 more breaths here at least. And then release your grip, come back to center, taking left foot over your right knee. Do what you want with your right leg. And then left hand goes behind you on the floor. Breathe in, right arm to sky. Exhale, twist. But again, if you're feeling quite compressed on this side, then you just swap the arms over, twist in the other way. Breathing as normal. Inhale fully. Counter twist as you exhale. Whenever you're ready, just come back to center. Cross your legs. Sit in a comfortable seat. Get as comfortable as you can, whether that's sitting on a block, resting your back against a wall or a cushion. Hands go wherever you'd like them to go. And then simply close your eyes if that feels reasonable and safe. If it doesn't, just lower your gaze. Welcome a softness. And take a huge breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Let it go. If the neck's feeling a little bit strained, a little bit tense, what often helps me is to tuck the chin in very slightly. Allowing these next few moments, these next few minutes for stillness. The physical part being a movement meditation, and here being a seated meditation. Staying present in your body and your mind. A slight half smile on the lips. Just notice how that sends a sense of ease and lightness through to the rest of your body. Recognizing how you are, how you feel. I know that it's really okay for your mind to drift, for it to wander, for it to come and go. When that happens, be kind to yourself. Not only acknowledge, but embrace your humanness. You lovingly come back to breath, come back to stillness, come back to the here and the now. I'm going to go quiet for a few minutes, but I'm still right here with you. Please trust that I'm still right here with you. And you'll hear my voice again really, really soon. Take a huge breath in. Open mouth and exhale. Bring your palms to touch, thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your practice. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself or to Mark or both of us, and have a really beautiful day, afternoon, evening, whatever you're doing. Thank you.